Still coming up. Present. Oh, present now. Present now. Your entire screen. Share. Is coming up. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So last class we discussed about overall introduction of the physical processes in the atmosphere. Okay, and we have seen that the most important processes in the atmosphere are starting from radiation, which is the main source of energy. Okay, and when radiation reaches the ground, then all interaction of the radiation with the ground leads to many other processes. So about land surface processes, then as soon as the radiation passes through the atmosphere, starting with the lowest layer, which gets affected by the presence of vegetation, topography, river, water, ocean, lake, etc., etc. All those things influence. So we have got the land surface processes, and after that, it has to pass through the planetary boundary layer (PBL). Okay, and then the convection, and then the cloud microphysics, right? So that is the chain. So today we'll talk about the radiation parameterization, right? Now, radiation parameterization, part of this you have studied in your second semester, first semester probably, the physics of the atmosphere, right? You have got the physics of the atmosphere, no? You studied in the first semester,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And in that physics of the atmosphere syllabus, you also studied a little bit of the atmospheric radiation, right? So, well, the radiation parameterization again is a very complex topic and a very vast thing. To be able to cover properly the entire radiation parameterization, one or two lectures are not sufficient. You have seen the books on atmospheric radiation written by Cornell Liu, academic press publication, a very good publication. There are many books on atmospheric radiation. So to cover the entire radiation in one or two lectures definitely is not sufficient. So obviously, what we will be talking here in these classes are only the just exposure, just the introductory part of the radiation parameterization. And to talk about the radiation parameterization, obviously you need to refresh all your fundamentals that you have studied in your first semester of the physics of the atmosphere, right? So I'm going to refresh part of this, most of it, first of all, now before we talk about how it is parameterized in the model, right? So let me just I don't know how to select lower left corner with the pen, right? How to, oops, can't see the pen. Okay, and then I see the laser pointer. Okay, see the laser pointer. Okay, so now this is how the radiation processes are summarized in this cartoon diagram. Okay, so your main source of radiation, which comes from the sun, is in the short wave form, right? Short wave. Solar radiation that reaches the ground is in the short wave. As it passes through the atmosphere, it encounters many things, like it encounters clouds, right? It encounters aerosols, it encounters water vapor, and so many things, gases, and each of them they interact with the radiation in their own way according to their properties, right? For example, the clouds can immediately reflect part of the radiation, right? It can absorb part of the radiation. It can re-emit after absorption, both in the upward direction as well as the downward direction, right? Now, so if it re-emits in the downward direction, it will come to the Earth's surface, and if it emits in the upward direction, it will emit in the long wave. Both emission is both in the long wave, whether upward or downward. Okay, so the clouds, and how much they will emit, how much they will absorb will depend upon the properties of the cloud, and also the amount of the cloud. How much octa is the cloud, right? And what are the contents? What are the hydrometeor contents? how much water vapor, how much liquid water, how much ice, and so on. Right. So accordingly, they will interact with the radiation. Okay. Then part of it gets scattered by the presence of the aerosols in the atmosphere, right? Dust particles, gases will get scattered. Some of it also gets absorbed by those aerosols, and then again part of it gets re-emitted, right? So all this re-emission, scattering, and the reflection, they're all in the long wave. Okay. And then once the radiation reaches the surface, then again, as I said, it interacts with the surface according to the surface characteristics, vegetation, water bodies, etc., and then re-emits. Part of it gets absorbed by the surface, and then the part of it gets reflected as albedo, and then part of it is re-emitted. Right. So this is how the entire radiation processes occur. So now in this parameterized of radiation, I will be covering these topics like fundamental laws of radiation that you have already studied in your first semester and even earlier, I guess. And then the radiative transfer processes, part of it you have studied in the first semester. Complex radiative transfer processes, I think also introduction you have studied in the first semester. Cloud radiation interaction and radiation parameterization in the model. These are what we are going to cover in this part of the lecture. Obviously, it will be more than one lecture. It will not be covered in one lecture. So, starting with the fundamental laws of radiation, it will be like a review for you, right? Refreshing of the previous thing which you have already studied, right? So, as you know, the entire solar radiation is distributed in a spectrum of wavelength, right? The electromagnetic spectrum, starting with the longest wave, so-called TV and radio waves, to the microwaves, to the infrared, to the visible, to ultraviolet, and going toward the shorter waves, right? And ultraviolet, X-ray, gamma ray, cosmic rays, and so on, right? This is how the electromagnetic radiation is distributed, right? And for us, well, everything is important, obviously, but the one which we can see is the visible part. And what is the visible part? That is the 0.38 to 0.74 micron, right? Range of wavelength, right? The visible part. All the wavelength which is less than 4 micron, we call the short wave. That means your incoming solar radiation is less than 4 micron wavelength. And all the outgoing wavelength radiation is more than 4 micron. That is the terrestrial radiation, whether it is reflected by the Earth surface, emitted by the Earth surface, or the clouds, or the aerosols, or whatever. Radiation basically, is governed by the speed of light, which you already know, right? So this is the diagram which illustrates the electromagnetic spectrum. Also here, different colors you can see indicates different absorption bands. Like one is the atmospheric window, the green portion that you see, atmospheric window. That means radiation in this wavelength band escapes to the space completely. Right? And people, satellites, when they are designed, sensors of the satellites, when they are designed, they take advantage or make use of these different wavelength channels, to call channels. In this channel it will absorb, in that channel it will reflect, it will be opaque, or it will be transparent. You might have heard that like water vapor will absorb in certain channels, and so the radiation in that band, when it is absorbed by the water vapor, immediately will show up in the image that, okay, this part is the water vapor and this is what is the cloud, or this part is the fog, or this part is the aerosol. So all those things are dependent upon the characteristics. That is where they absorb, where they act as a atmospheric window, and so on. Right? So all this green portion are the atmospheric window, right, part of the radiation. All the radiation in this spectrum escapes to the space. Then this is the one which is emitted by the sun, this color, right? This color, something like this one, emitted by the sun, visible, short wave. And this portion is emitted by the Earth as a terrestrial radiation. Okay, terrestrial radiation seen little bit there and little bit here and there. So this is the typical characteristics of the radiation. Okay, a spectrum, electromagnetic spectrum that you should be familiar. You are already familiar, I expect. So now these are the basic definitions, like electromagnetic wave, frequency, or the wave number is 1 over lambda, right? Where lambda is wavelength and n is the wave number, right? Also, C star is lambda times nu, where C star is the speed, and this is the frequency, this is the wavelength. Where nu is the frequency and C is the wavelength. Right? They are very basic definitions. You are just trying to refresh your memories that you have already studied. So the radiative properties of the non-black materials. What are those radiative properties? Now, unlike the black bodies, the non-black bodies such as gaseous media can also absorb, reflect, and transmit the radiation. Right? Non-black bodies, right? A black body will completely absorb, right? It will not allow any radiation to escape. But non-black body, the gray body, etc., like gaseous substances, aerosols, etc., they also absorb, reflect, and transmit. So there is a terminology called emissivity, which is defined as I lambda over B lambda, right? Where I lambda is the intensity of the emitted radiation from the surface, and B lambda is the Planck's function. T is the temperature. That means that depends on the temperature. Similarly, absorptivity, all the basic definition. Now you must remember these kind of small questions can come up as part of your multiple choice. Absorptivity, and I think you maybe knowing already, is the ratio of I lambda, which is absorbed part, divided by I lambda, which is the incident, right? Absorbed divided by the incident. Where B lambda, which is a function of the temperature, is a black body radiation, also called the Planck's function. Right? The reflectivity, similarly, is the ratio of I lambda reflected divided by I lambda incident. All fundamental things that you know. Transmissivity, tau lambda, is the ratio of transmitted intensity divided by the incident radiation. The radiation which is transmitted divided by the radiation which is incident. Transmissivity, basic definition. So you have got a Kirchhoff's law that now you have learned already, studied already, which say that emissivity is equal to absorptivity. That is epsilon lambda equal to alpha lambda. Epsilon lambda is the emissivity and alpha lambda is the absorptivity. Absorptivity, alpha lambda, and emissivity, epsilon lambda. So this is applicable when the gas is said to be in local thermodynamic equilibrium, right? So they are the basic definitions. There are many more. I think today's time is almost going to be over 3:25 already. So shall we stop here today for today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I stop here. We have only 5 minutes for your next class. So let me give you 5 minutes break. So tomorrow we shall continue for this. And that's it. Tomorrow, no, take care. And about your practical, etc. Of course, we have to talk about that because some of you are not doing well. I see that, but anyway, we shall talk about that later on. So, TK, any question for today? Is there any doubt or question or clarification required for today's class?
No, sir.
Okay. So I will stop the recording. I see that in my last class, the recorded version was sent to Nazreen, only both the parts. And she shared to one part, but she did not share the second part. I don't know whatever. Whether she has got or somebody else has got, I don't know. So last time, after the examination, we had some half an hour practical, only 45 minutes practical. Remember that last Thursday, first part was
yes,
the examination.
yes, sir.
Right.
The second session was not recorded, sir.
I think I recorded that. I remember. Well, I recorded that, but I don't know. I thought I got a message that Najmi has got what? She shared me only one.
Yes, sir.
part.
Only the first session was recorded. The second session was not recorded, sir.
So anyway, so today's class is recorded, and I see that now let me stop presentation, let me stop recording also. So who has got the today's recording? Today, Asna says your name, Asna. Okay.